Welcome to MJ Live. It's another Thursday, and I'm excited to be here. We have an amazing guest, which I'm going to introduce to you. Oh, we're getting echo here today. In a second. All right. I see what it is. YouTube came on just like that. How great is that? All right, guys. Welcome to MJ Live. It's another Thursday, and we're here. It's the end of the week. To me, it's the starting of the weekend, right? It's the beginning of the weekend, but we do have an amazing guest. And I'm going to introduce you to her in just a little while. But before we do that, this is the time we have to share with our friends, tag a person, share it, let somebody know that we're here so that we can all enjoy the show together. And in the meantime, we're going to have 3 minutes to do that. In the meantime, just enjoy this little countdown. All right, see you in a bit. Good evening, and welcome to MJ Live. Today is a special day. We have another great guest for you. Come on in, get settled down, get comfortable, get your tea, get your drink, get whatever your snacks you want. We're going to have a wonderful talk with our guest. But before we do, I just want to welcome each and every one of you. If you're brand new and you're watching for the first time, just drop a message in the chat. We're an interactive type of show. If you have questions for our guest, you can feel free to put the comments down, and we will answer the questions. So just let us know that you're there, and we will definitely make you feel welcome. If you're tuning in on MSE Network, welcome to the show. You may have clicked the YouTube channel, so that's good. If you're on YouTube, then that's, we welcome you there too. And if you're tuning in on Facebook, we welcome you there as well. So for the first hour, we're going to be right here on Facebook for the most part. And then we're going to cut off the show and we're going to come back on YouTube because we're going to be playing some music at 9 o'clock. And, Facebook doesn't do too well with the music. So we're going to be on YouTube and also MSE Network. And we're going to play some music. We're going to have a praise time. We're going to have a good time. And we're going to have a wonderful time tonight. So guys, do whatever we do every single week. We share and we tag to let a few people know that we're here. All right, people are coming in now. Welcome, Tina. Good to see you, and it was great to talk with you this week. Welcome, Gary. How you doing? I know you're up late in the UK, so it's always good to have you. Remember, keep on tagging, keep on letting people know that we are live. We're getting ready to introduce our guest in just a second. All right, guys, I think we're ready. Hello, Wilma. How are you doing?
Great, Melissa. It's an honor to be here. I've always watched your show, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm here on your show.
You're here.
Awesome show.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. All right. So everybody, this is Wilma Mulcare. She is the beauty expert, and she is a hair care specialist and a skincare and makeup consultant. Tonight, we're going to be talking about hair and skin. So without further ado, first of all, I want to start with just who you are, a little bit about yourself. So could you just give us a little bit of background on yourself?
Sure. Again, my name is Wilma. And I was born in the Caribbean island of Antigua. Myself, mom, siblings, and dad immigrated to the United States, again, looking for great opportunities. And we landed in New York. And I came as a teenager. I was 13 years old, going on 14. So, I went straight into high school. Uh-huh. And just to give you a little bit of why I became the beauty expert is a little long story, but we're not going to spend the night talking about it. But, back in the 70s, for me, coming from the Caribbean, coming to America, I wasn't as exposed to all the different career paths. But the one that stood out to me were a secretary. So I said, I would love to be a legal secretary because back then, their hair were well-groomed, their makeup was pulled together, they wear suits or a nice, sexy dress. I never understood their responsibilities. I just know they're getting coffee or they're on the phone. So 4 years of high school in New York, I said, I want to be in the legal secretarial area. Uh-huh. So after graduating high school, I typed 60 words a minute with no errors. And the best thing that has happened to me, because I felt that's where I wanted to go. I want to be a secretary. And the best thing that had happened to me was a company came to ask for volunteers for the summer. I'd already applied to Baruch College, which was in New York, and they accepted me for legal, secretarial science. Uh-huh. And volunteering, I was at the hospital, Jamaica Hospital in Queens, New York, for those of you who might know, and I was there for 1 month. I went to work in the morning. My head hurt when I got there. When I left all day, my head hurt, my stomach hurt. And then when I left, I felt good. And one day my supervisor said to me, I'm going to take you upstairs because every time you're here, you have a headache. Your blood pressure must be doing something. And we got to the elevator and someone mentioned there was a body in the elevator. When I heard body, I hid. There was no way I was going to come out and see that. And then the supervisor said, the elevator's gone. Come on, let's go. I said, I quit. While I was there for the month, my responsibilities were typing and filing and answering the phones. And the only thing I enjoyed about the position was answering the phone. So I knew this is not what I wanted to do. And in talking to someone who had a coaching program, and I was just saying, well, I don't know what I want to do now. I know I came to America. My mom and dad went through all this. They bought us here. We can't just sit around and do nothing.
Uh-huh.
And in talking to the person, they asked me a few questions, and for some reason, cosmetology came up in the conversation. The person said to me, "Have you heard of cosmetology?" I'm like, "What's that?" I'm come from the Caribbean, went to high school trying to type on fat cosmetology. And I said, "Well, what is that about?" They say, "Oh, hair and makeup and beauty." And I said, "Oh," the light bulb went off. And I said, "Where would I go to learn that?" And those of you who go way back, you remember Wilfred Academy, which was a very reputable school at that time. And I went, and when I went for orientation, the light bulb went off that this is where I need to be. It was always people coming together, conversations are happening. You're making people look good and feel good. I said, this is what I want to do. And I got there and never turned back. And after that, let me see, back in New York, at age 23, I was fortunate to have a high school partner, and we went into business together. And about 10 years, it was very successful. 10 years later, my sister, my older sister, did some research, and day spas were coming into place at that time. And we merged into a day spa. We were very successful. We even got featured on the Al Roker Coming Home special. And I am now not in New York anymore. I got bit by the warm weather in Florida in December of 2000, and I packed my bag, and 6 months later I was here. So I'm in South Florida at this time. But that's the beginning of my career, where I had the opportunity to work with professional photographers, fashion shows, pageants. I've done them myself, community events. I've done makeovers at different organizations where women like Dress for Success, or what do you call the programs where the women being abused and they need to boost their esteem.
Yes.
A lot of stuff like that I've done. I also had fashion shows and pageants to raise funds for organizations. So it was all about community people. It was beautiful. It still is, because I still believe in community and getting out and volunteering and do what I have to do.
Well, that's good. That's good. And that's a beautiful introduction to who you are. I want to welcome a few more people to the chat right now. Welcome Richard Adams from MSE Network. I think this is Richard. It's Richard. Maybe it's not Richard. It's Richard Adams. So I've got to take a closer look at that. And welcome Alma. Good to have you with us tonight. And welcome Tina again. Welcome Marcy Demers. Welcome to you, my sister. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And everybody else. Listen, guys, come on in, get settled down. We're just getting started with Wilma Mulcare right now. She's our beauty expert. We're gonna get into all the beauty, the skin, the hair, and everything.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Before we do, let us play a couple of commercials, and we're going to be back in about 2.5 minutes. All right, guys, don't go too far, and tell a friend to come on in. If the past year has taught us anything, it has taught us not to rely on a job or the government to bail us out. Also, it has taught us how important technology is for business, education, and everyday life. If you're looking for ways to supplement your income using your phone and your computer, check out a few amazing options. Number 1, open an online store in a day. Sell products that are proven to sell. No experience necessary, no inventory needed. Select a product for $7 and sell it for $40. Take a leaf out of Amazon's playbook. Number 2, referral business. Get paid to simply refer business. Many companies don't use expensive TV and radio ads. Instead, they use referrals. The more customers you refer, the more the company pays you. You don't even need to use the products if you don't want to. Number 3, trade like the banks. Discover what the banks are doing with your savings and beat them at their own game. This skill will pay you for the rest of your life. Finally, if you already have a business, you're not tech savvy, but you need help marketing it online, we've got you covered there too. Contact MJ at 954-279-3893 or visit melissajane.com. It's that time again. The Peace and Love Academic Scholarship, PALACE for short, is holding its 4th annual International 12-hour telethon to raise funds for education in Jamaica and the Caribbean. It all happens on Saturday, July 17th from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. Eastern. But we need your help to provide 80 scholarships this year. Visit palace1.org to see the success stories and to make your tax-deductible donations. We thank you so much.
Check out the latest member of the MSC Network. That's right, Melissa Jane Live is now on the MSC Network each and every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss this show. I'm telling you, it is hot. She featured the latest and the hottest and the greatest indie artists. That's right. She also have real talk, business features, interviews, and so much more. It's so informative. It's so much fun. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Melissa Jane Live Show. I know it's a lot going on in the world today, and that's why I created the Rich Live Show. That's right. This is the one place you can come and cast all your worries away. We have the best and the latest old school, new school music for your soul. I guarantee you, you come to the Rich Live Show on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you won't regret it.
Who's ready for Wind Up Wednesdays? With DJ Red, Wind Up Wednesdays playing compa, reggae, soca, Afrobeats, calypso, salsa, merengue, and so much more. Right here on the MSC Network, each and every Wednesday, it's Wind Up Wednesdays with DJ Red. Right here on the MSE Network. Make sure you tell a friend. Don't be late.
Oh my gosh! If you was tuned into Wind Up Wednesdays last night, DJ Red went on to like 1:30. He was playing some music,
Wow.
and he went back in the day, and he was doing some special mixes, and it was really phenomenal. I mean, he was teaching us about music. Anyway, let's not get distracted with that because that's so easy. Welcome back. Wilma Mulcare, the beauty expert, is with us today. She's going to give us some tips about hair and makeup and beauty. I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to this show for a while.
Awesome.
Welcome a few more people. Welcome Richard. Welcome Jacqueline Travazo. I think that's somebody that you know. Hi,
Yes.
Wilma. Looking good. Welcome Karen Gaynor. Welcome Doc. What's up, Doc from Florida? Welcome Janet Blackman, my sister from another mister. Welcome Tina Azal. Very nice, Melissa. We have to talk some more. Yes, we do have to talk some more. And welcome all the Facebook users. Welcome Veronica. Welcome everybody that's tuned in on Facebook, everybody that's tuned in on YouTube, and everybody that's tuned in on MSE Network. It's good to have every single person. All right, guys. So again, this is Wilma Mulcare. Now, you have been in the beauty industry, I would say, pretty much most of your life, right?
All of my life.
All of your life, right?
Sometimes I wonder, am I addicted or what?
Now, you know, the services that you provide, it really is quite good because you do make people feel good. And if people look good, they feel good. So when you came in contact with this field, it was just like the light went off and you knew this is exactly what you wanted to do in life.
Yes.
All right. So I'm sure that you've had thousands and thousands of clients over the years. And I've been to a couple of your events, and we're talking about top events. We're talking about award-winning events. So we're not talking about any little thing here. We're talking about the top of the top here. But I'm sure that a lot of people have had questions. Could you just go through some of the sort of most common issues that people have with, I don't know, let's start with hair, and then maybe we'll talk about skin a little bit later.
Yes. Well, I'll say 90% of my clients, their question is, how do I grow my hair?
Okay.
How do I grow my hair? Now, I'm going to go over some information that I think is important because it starts there.
Okay.
Number one, how is your nutrition? How about medication? Are you on any medication where you may have Googled the side effects that you might lose hair? How about your health, your thyroid? Because if you have a thyroid situation, you could start to see loss of hair.
Yep.
A lot of times, especially when we're much younger, we're pulling at our hairlines, we're brushing all the time, we're constantly in the mirror, and the hairline is the most susceptible part for breakage,
Uh-huh.
meaning that we're brushing, we're combing, we're putting on the wigs. Right now, you see a lot of that with the adhesive. When it's time to take that off, hair is coming with it. Some of it might be so dangerous that you may have pulled the papilla, which is the root, that may not even come back. So young ladies, those of you who are doing a lot of that, because there's nothing wrong with the look, it is beautiful, but be cautious on how it gets removed. Also, hereditary. You might notice your mom, your siblings, it's not just you, it's others around you in the family that might be experiencing the same thing. So that's a situation to look at deeply, because that's the part where sometimes the results you may not get the hair back, because you see, the end of the day, where is the hair starting from? It just doesn't start on your head. It starts from your bloodstream. The bloodstream nourishes the papilla, which is the root, and then the follicle. But at the same time, people who are having certain conditions like alopecia or the hereditary male pattern baldness, they find that the root did not develop properly, or there's other situations going on within their body to prevent that root from coming through. A lot of times, that's a concern for a trichologist. A trichologist is someone who's gone beyond the surface of your scalp and checking your whole health. And also the heredity that you're coming out of that might be able to help you. It's more than just the surface. Now, I like to start out by saying everyone have the possibility of growing hair. But first of all, what is your pattern? What is the texture of your hair, so to speak? Andre Walker did the most genius thing. He came up with numbers from 1 to 4. And I did a little handmade chart here. I didn't have time to run and print stuff up, so I got creative and said, let me just make a pattern. Okay?
All right.
I don't know if you can see it.
Let me see if I can make your screen a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's.
Maybe I pull back.
Yeah.
So this is, again, our patterns run from 1 to 4, and we all fit in a certain category. 1 is pin straight here. And then it's 1, which is A. And then you have 1, which is B. And then 1, which is C. So it comes, although your hair is straight, you still have categories. All straight hair is just not pin straight.
Okay.
It's that some have a little curvature, some have a little bit more bend. This is the type of hair that sometimes needs to be shampooed twice a week, sometimes twice a day, because the hair gets so oily. What dictates the I'll say pattern of your hair is the follicle. People who have straight hair is because their follicles are straight. We also have what we call the sebaceous gland. The sebaceous gland is the oil gland. So because there's no waving and turning, when they secrete, the oil comes right out, and they have to shampoo their hair sometime twice a day. Otherwise, the hair gets too oily.
Twice a day, really?
Yes.
Wow.
There's some people with fine hair, and the hair is extremely straight. This is the type of hair that sometimes is very difficult to style. It doesn't hold a curl. It doesn't do anything. I remember having a client, and I'm not sure if she's on tonight, but I remember having a client, her hair is so fine that she washes her hair every day and she dries it in the car from the air conditioner. Her hair is so fine. Nothing else is going to happen with it. This is the type of hair that needs a design cut, something that's blunt or something with some shape. You just know you're not going to style it. It just has to hang. And then you go into so there's A and there's B. B gives you a little bit straight, but it gives you a little bit more possibility, because the wavier the hair, the more you could work with it. And then you have A, B, and C. So that's a category. Then you also go into hair type 2. I want you to look at something. What I did, I kind of draw the straight lines.
Yeah.
You see A is where my A is straight. B starts to have a little curvature. And then C, I'm going backwards here. C is a little bit more curved.
Yeah.
Then we get into type 2. If you notice, Can you see me? Okay.
Yeah, we can
Type
see.
2, look at A.
Mhm.
A is starting to curve a little bit more,
Yeah.
B a little bit more, and C. But all of us could identify with these patterns.
Mhm.
Now, this is the texture that is not straight, but it's not quite curly. It's a little bit more wavy.
Wavy.
Yes, this is the type of hair texture that needs light aftercare products, like a little bit of mousse to hold it. It blow dries very well. It stays in place. It doesn't need heavy products. Then you have hair type number 3. Now you notice the hair is starting to curve even more. See, 3A, everything goes in a number and an A, B, and a C. It's starting to curve more. This is the type of wavy hair where you still could blow dry it. You still could use a little mousse, a little styling gel that's very light. Anything that's too heavy is going to weigh it down. So you don't really need to work with too many products here, but enough to maintain the curve pattern and not so frizzy.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to B, which again, if you notice, is getting more curly.
Yeah, tighter
more
curls.
coily.
Yeah.
And this is the type now that, again, is not as tight, but it's not as curly. So now you need extra products. These are people now, the buzzword right now is natural hair.
Yes.
So now we're moving into the natural hair pattern. Prior to that, it was, okay, you could blow dry the hair with no chemicals, or if you have a chemical, use your products and go. Natural hair became vogue.
Yeah, yeah.
At this point, we're in the time frame where we say we're just going to acknowledge our true texture. I've had people that says, oh my God, I've had a relaxer or chemicals all my life since I was 5 years old. My mom couldn't be bothered with my hair, didn't have time, and I had a relaxer. And this is the time when, no, forget everything. I'm just going to wear my hair and wear it for what it is. But this is the texture, this category, and moving on to 4, which I'm going to show you in a second, are the textures of major concern. These are the textures that get dry very easily and will break very easy. So this type of texture requires a lot more attention, a lot less tension, and also heavier emollients, meaning moisturizers. The best way to address this pattern, and also I'm going to show you the 4. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's say the 3s and the 4s. Let's play here.
Yeah.
The 3s and the 4s, the curlier, coilier you get is the heavier oils you need.
And the more attention you need to pay attention to. Wow.
Yes. Okay. Now, notice how it gets even curlier, coilier, not curl, coilier.
Yeah, coil.
I'm not no problem trying to position this.
That's all right.
Okay, so again, we understand co-washing. We understand.
No, we don't.
Conditioner. Okay.
Actually, we don't.
Okay. I'm glad you're saying that because it's been on the market now, maybe for the last 5 to 10 years, and we keep hearing the terms co-washing. What's a co-wash? A co-wash is a cleansing agent that cleans the hair, but it doesn't sud. It's like a leave-in conditioner, but it has a cleansing ability.
Okay.
So when you shampoo your hair, that in these types, you don't want to strip the hair of too much oils because it doesn't have it in the first place. So by using a cold wash.
Let me just ask a quick question to the audience. Yeah. Do all the audience know what co-washing is? Because I only recently discovered kind of sort of what it was. And even though I just went natural like about 4 or 5 years ago now, it's all of this stuff is still brand new. Because I was one of those people like you said who relaxed my hair ever since the age of 17 and up until 4 years ago.
Right.
But let's carry on about co-washing. What's that?
So every company, the majority of company that's addressing natural hair, because hair's a natural, but we understand when we say natural hair, we're talking about like the 3s and the 4 categories.
What comes out of your head?
No chemical.
What comes out of your head without any chemicals? Yes.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Well said. So again, we need to clean the hair, but we don't need to strip extra oils that we don't have. So this is where co-washing comes. So a lot of companies, when you go to the stores or you go to Amazon, you're going to see a lot of co-washing. Every company, almost for natural hair, has a co-wash. So that is designed to clean the hair without taking the moisture out.
Oh, okay.
Now, the next thing is a leave-in conditioner that gives you slip. What is slip? Slip means that when you comb your hair, your hand just slide right through without the tangles.
That's
Remember,
what I need.
this is the hair that does not need to have tension. For those people who wear locks, you notice how long that lock will grow? I remember in New York, one guy was in the subway. His lock was way past his winter coat. And it looked so dangerous because if he ran through that door and the coat caught it, and the door for the train caught it, that's dangerous.
True.
But look at how long his hair grew. Why? Because you're not combing it, you're not touching it. It's in place. So once we put friction to curly or coily hair, we have issues, we have breakage. So the key thing is to keep it slippery and easy to work with. You can manipulate it easily. Then you follow up with an aftercare. An aftercare meaning, is it how you're going to style your hair? Are you looking for coils? Are you looking for, when I say coils, meaning, let me get that straight. Your hair is natural, okay, for the textures here, coily. How do you want to style it? Do you want to just brush it back? You need a moisturizer. Some here need moisturizers, some need oil, some need both, based on the texture of your hair. Also, are you going to just wash and go? Then you want to bring out your natural curl. And this is something that I have clients who just come to me saying, show me how you make that hair curly. Could my hair get curly like that other person? And I said, everybody has a pattern. And yes, you could get some sort of waviness from what you have. But there's a way to do that also. It's the way you're going to comb it in, brush it in. Gels are designed to hold a pattern. Creams are designed to soften. Oils and moisturizer are designed to prevent breakage. So once we keep that in mind, we don't have a problem.
Could you repeat that? Can you just repeat that?
Sure. With the coily, because we're so coiled, we get dry easily. If you're looking for a style, like a wavy look, more of a texturized look, like you have like wavy hair, even if you're a 4C, you're coiled. You may not be full and bouncy, but you have a pattern to work with. So once you put the gel on your hair, a gel is designed to hold your pattern.
Gel to
a
hold.
Cream, like you have moisturizers in the product line, those are designed to really just make the hair soft.
Soft, okay.
And oils and moisturizers, a great aftercare.
Okay.
Now, again, based on what you're doing with your hair is, again, going to keep it on your head. You understand? So, again, less friction. Let's just recap a little bit. The key thing is check what's going on within you.
Yeah.
Are you healthy? Are you having some issues? Check that out. If all of that is same one, meaning all together, and then look at how you're going to take care of your hair. Make sure that something is there to keep the hair on your head. The next thing is your desired style.
Style. Okay.
Styling. That goes from type 1 to type 4.
Before we get into styling, let's just take a few things from the chat room. So Alma was saying, wearing my natural and it's beautiful to manage. To stop breaking, I spray it with a little bit of water before putting the comb in it. Yes, that works well. But it's also nice if she has a leave-in conditioner that gives a slip, something that lubricates the hair while she combs it. Water is a wetting agent. So yes, it's wet, but it's a drying agent also. Right. So when companies make leave-in conditioners, it has emollients. It's softening, it moisturizes, and doesn't dry fast. So yes, you can wet it, but yes, it's good to add something else to it. That's important. Does she mean scalp cleansers? So Tina was talking about when you were talking about co-washing. She was asking, do you mean scalp cleansers? I would suggest once a month, or I'll say once every 3 weeks. Go into a deep shampoo, a clarifying shampoo,
it doesn't have to be a very harsh, clarifying shampoo, because remember, co-washing, you're adding a lot of oils, you're adding moisture, so it builds up after a while. So once a month, just go ahead and do a deep cleaning. So you clean your scalp, you clean your hair, and then follow back up. Whenever time you go to shampoo again, some people just go ahead and wet the hair in the shower and put the co-wash on, and they're gone through the door. Mm-hmm. So that builds up. So you want to once a month at least, or based on what's happening on your hair, how much products you're putting, you want to deep clean the hair.
Right.
And then follow back up. Keep this in mind too, that yes, we have a lot of products to work with, from the co-washing, from the leave-in conditioners, but once a month you also need a little deep treatment. Mm-hmm. Mostly like a moisturizing deep treatment. Sit under the heat, because the heat is going to allow the cuticles to expand, and then the conditioner seeps through to where it needs to be.
Oh, okay. Because I thought heat was a bad thing, but you're saying
I'm glad you said that, because that's another thing that I find I have to explain a lot to my clients. There's nothing wrong with heat. Heat have its value.
Yeah.
But it's how often you're using heat. Now, heat in a penetrating conditioner, if you just put the conditioner on, okay, I'm going to a little chemistry real quick. Some conditioners will penetrate by itself, like a leave-in conditioner. Others need a little heat for the cuticle to expand so it could penetrate. The molecules make a difference. So once a month, when you deep clean, that's also the time to go ahead and use some heat. A good moisturizing treatment, not necessarily protein, because protein's hard in here. You're not having breakage like needing a chemical breakage. You need something that's going to be moisturizing. And then with a little heat for about 10 to 15 minutes, it doesn't damage the hair. Okay. But I'm glad you said heat and damage, because a lot of people will say, well, oh my goodness, no, I don't want to blow dry my hair because it might damage. No, if you're putting the right products on and you're using a certain amount of movement to the hair, when the hair gets wet, the hair has three categories: the medulla, the cortex, and the cuticle. When the hair is wet, the three structures are wet. So if you notice, if you don't dry the hair properly, you get frizzy. Yeah. But you got, because the inner structure is still damp. So heat has to dry everything so you can see the shine and the silk. But I'm talking about people who might get the silk press, people who might get, I'm not talking about just wash and go hair. I'm talking about people now who want to blow dry a little bit. Or roll the set a little bit.
So many things, man.
Wow. And you take me over the years to really learn all of this since 1978.
Wow, you have been doing this a very long time.
But we've seen all the different hair.
just by what you're saying, we can tell that you have the experience. So, ladies, listen, you're getting a free seminar here. So, ask your questions. Ask your questions.
Exactly.
Even men too. I know that some men have some hair on there too.
Yes, men. Hey, listen, men here. The modern man is taking care of themselves. Let's face it. Okay, they're grooming their hair. They want products. They want to know what to do. Yeah. Yes, and the beard. The ones who have beards, they have the beard oil. They have the brushes. You have everything that could help maintain yourself.
Do you cater for men too?
I do. When I was in New York, I had a large salon, and we had many more stylists involved. So we had a mixture of, men and women. But I do men, but let's face it, doing hair could be a little time consuming, and men don't like to wait. They rather go to the barber shop. The barber talks to them and they're gone. But I do cut men's hair, and I do groom men's locks and all of that stuff.
Okay, all right.
I do that.
There's so much information. We're going to get to some more questions in a little bit, but we've got to take a little break and give our sponsors a chance. All right, so don't go too far. You guys, put your questions in. We're going to have them all answered. We have another 20 minutes or so. Wow, we're getting through the time quick. But there's so much information. We're going to have to bring you back, Wilma. All right, guys, don't go too far. We'll be right back. If the past year has taught us anything, it has taught us not to rely on a job or the government to bail us out. Also, it has taught us how important technology is for business, education, and everyday life. If you're looking for ways to supplement your income using your phone and your computer, check out a few amazing options. Number 1, open an online store in a day. Sell products that are proven to sell. No experience necessary, no inventory needed. Select a product for $7 and sell it for $40. Take a leaf out of Amazon's playbook. Number 2, referral business. Get paid to simply refer business. Many companies don't use expensive TV and radio ads. Instead, they use referrals. The more customers you refer, the more the company pays you. You don't even need to use the products if you don't want to. Number 3, trade like the banks. Discover what the banks are doing with your savings and beat them at their own game. This skill will pay you for the rest of your life. Finally, if you already have a business, you're not tech savvy, but you need help marketing it online, we've got you covered there too. Contact MJ at 954-279-3893 or visit melissajane.com. It's that time again. The Peace and Love Academic Scholarship, PALACE for short, is holding its 4th annual International 12-hour telethon to raise funds for education in Jamaica and the Caribbean. It all happens on Saturday, July 17th from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. Eastern. But we need your help to provide 80 scholarships this year. Visit palace1.org to see the success stories and to make your tax-deductible donations. We thank you so much.
Check out the latest member of the MSC Network. That's right, Melissa Jane Live is now on the MSC Network each and every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss this show. I'm telling you, it is hot. She featured the latest and the hottest and the greatest indie artists. That's right. She also have real talk, business features, interviews, and so much more. It's so informative. It's so much fun. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Melissa Jane Live Show. I know it's a lot going on in the world today. And that's why I created the Rich Live Show. That's right. This is the one place you can come and cast all your worries away. We have the best and the latest old school, new school music for your soul. I guarantee you come to the Rich Live Show on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You won't regret it.
Who's ready for Wind Up Wednesdays? With DJ Red, Wind Up Wednesdays playing compa, reggae, soca, Afrobeats, calypso, salsa, merengue, and so much more. Right here on the MSC Network, each and every Wednesday, it's Wind Up Wednesdays with DJ Red. Right here on the MSE Network. Make sure you tell a friend. Don't be late.
Welcome back, everyone, and it's good to see you today. We've got such a good crowd today, so please continue to drop your questions and your comments in the chat. We're talking with Wilma Mulcare. She's a well-experienced, top beauty expert, and you can just tell by what she's been saying this past 40 minutes or so that she knows her stuff. So we're so excited, and we're so fortunate to have you. So I'm so happy that you were available for us.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yes. So somebody was saying, Mara was saying, it's co-wash or cold wash?
No, co-wash. In other words, the word is like it's helping you to wash. Not cold, C-O-L-D, no. That's a little different. But a cold wash meaning it's not just a shampoo. We're helping you to wash. We are cohesively washing with you.
Cold, as in,
like cold, together.
Together, something additional with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Alma was asking, do you think mixing 7 or 8 different oils together is a good idea?
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned oils. There's nothing wrong with oils. Oils also have different categories. I've had clients that sit in my chair and says, "Oh, coconut oil dries my hair." Remember, we went back to the most important thing that we have to keep remembering is the texture of our hair. Now, coconut oil works well on someone who is like a 2. They're not coily, but they're curly because the oil is light. Then when you have in like a 4 or a 4C, you need an oil that's very heavy, like an olive oil, castor oil, these are very dense oils. So the oils make a difference also. Now you can mix all of the oils because they might have certain benefits that might work well for the hair. But the most important thing, the more oil you have on the hair is the less breakage you have.
Oh.
Because yes, when the hair is, I don't know if most of you could go back to when you were younger, you had Dax, bergamot.
Mm-hmm.
The number one ingredient in that was petroleum.
Yes.
Petroleum is not making your hair move, and the jar said, grow your hair. It didn't grow your hair. The hair grew from within, but it kept the hair on your head. So it was a marketing term. You didn't have a style because it was so heavy. When you have any ingredients with petroleum, you got to do some good shampooing before it removes. But your hair is not breaking.
Right.
So even with natural hair, for the I'll say the 4C people, the tight, coily, if they could go ahead and get some old-fashioned Dax or something and put it on their hair, it will prevent a lot of the breakage, because the more coil you have is the more susceptible to breakage.
And you know what?
I'm so backwards here.
Yeah,
see
that's
this how coily it is? You break very easy here.
Yeah.
And especially around the hairline. Another situation, not to jump it a little bit, the hairline is the most susceptible area that breaks well. Think about what happens. Number one, you perspire. When the hair is wet, it gets fuzzy, correct? Then at the same time, you're touching it all the time. So a dry leaf, when the leaf is dry and you touch it, what happens? It breaks right off. Then we wash our face and products get here. It stays, sometimes you can't be perfect. It stays on the hairline. So you have other issues going on. So you got to lay it down with something.
You know what I noticed though, as far, because I don't even know what type of hair I have. I think it's in the 4s. I think it's in the 4A, A, B, or C. For sure, right?
It's in the 4s, yeah.
And when I went natural, I was struggling to find out what kind of products I was using. I have all kind of products in the house, and just like how you said, when you was a child, we used to use the thick hair oil, the Dax and whatnot. Yeah, that's what I'm using now. I'm using the original oil.
It works.
The blue one. It's not the Dax, but it's
Blue Magic.
The Blue Magic or something like that.
The Blue Magic. But the key thing is, because it keeps the hair on the head, it keeps it soft that you can work with, you know?
Yeah.
So that's more or less will work well. Because some of the oils are still not enough, you know?
I think I need a consultation with you though.
That'll be fine. And I do complimentary consultations, sit one in the chair, analyze the hair, ask you all the questions. I need to know why your hair is doing what it's doing. And there's a reason for it doing what it's doing. Lack of the proper knowledge, lack of the proper information, you know? So it makes a difference.
Let's take another one. Yes, I put a few drops of water to a leave-in conditioner before combing, says Alma. She puts a few drops of water to a leave-in conditioner. Just make it lighter. Okay.
It make it lighter, but it stretch a little bit too, because water is a wetting agent, but it dries very easy also. Yeah. That's why you need something to back it up.
So what do you think about sea breeze? Do you know what that is? I don't know what that is.
Sea breeze is great for people who have in scalp situations. Let's say, for instance, you have, and I'm glad the person mentioned that. Okay, sea breeze is an antiseptic. And if sometimes you're having like flaking on the scalp, use a little sea breeze. As a way of deep cleaning, that will work. Sea breeze is excellent. Antiseptic is good for any sort of abrasions, or I have clients that might need a little sea breeze on the scalp. I use sea breeze a lot. Let's say someone decide to start wearing locks, but it has not formed into a full lock yet. The idea behind locking it, you don't want to disturb it by washing it all the time. You want it to bud. You want it to come together. So before it's starting to lock itself, then I kind of go in and cleanse the scalp with some sea breeze, some diluted sea breeze. Because remember, we have pH also.
Right. If I don't comb my hair for 3 days, it starts to lock.
Good for you. Some people here are done.
I don't want it to.
The fastest person that ever locked on me was someone who had baby fine hair. And she freaked out. She said, I was thinking about it, but I didn't expect it to lock that fast. So we had to pick it up. But everybody here doesn't lock in the same pattern. Some people's hair gravitate to each other and others repel.
Yeah,
Takes a while. Yeah.
I don't know if it's really luxing. It's just knotted, and you know.
Right. So you got to really take time and go through and finger through and making sure you have a conditioner that's leaving that give you slip. That when you use a large comb, it slides through and don't.
I don't. Yeah.
Break it.
And this is why I know my hair doesn't grow the way how it could, is because I don't have the patience to do all of that. I'm like,
that's valid too. That's valid. That's valid because and you said something that is moving into a different trend. So now we have embraced the natural. Now we have grown. The hair is growing a lot, and it's very time consuming to groom it to make it look professional. A lot of us are in offices and, you know, there's issues there. So we want to groom it to make it look nice. Now, I have clients who have came to me and said, well, maybe I go back to a relaxer, and I advise them, before you go back there, how about a keratin treatment? What's a keratin treatment? Back then, keratin treatments came out. It was designed to give the hair manageability and defrizz the hair. But back then, some of the companies had formulated with formaldehyde, so that created a stigma. That is not as much anymore, because I would not use a product that's going to harm me or harm my client. So there's other companies now who are making the formulas where it's keratin. So keratin structure of your hair, along with the keratin product ingredients, with the use of the flat iron that's been passed a few times, give the hair manageability. When you wash the hair, you go right back to you. Okay. Because it doesn't penetrate the layer of the hair that create the change, which is the cortex. It only addresses the surface end of your hair. So if you want to just go back to your regular structure, just all you got to do is just use a clarifying shampoo and it's gone. What's the
difference between a keratin treatment and a silk press? Is it the heat?
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. No. Remember when you were a girl that did press on curl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoops. She dropped the camera. She dropped the phone. All right, she's gonna get back in here, everybody. So thank you so much for tuning in. We lost our very expert guest, but she's gonna be right back. Don't worry about that. And we're going to answer all of your questions that you have. So don't go too far. Oh, Sheridan's here. Nice to have you, Sheridan. I agree. My hair is natural and I use a lot of oil. I have heard some people water is enough to moisture hair. Yeah, she said that's definitely not the case. You need more than just water. Let's bring Wilma back. I think we're back. I know that you dropped your phone. That's all right. That's
those of you who know me, you know I freaked out. I'm not checking. I'm like, oh, what am I doing now? I need Melissa.
You did well. You did well. Okay. You did well.
Very good. Very good. My foot kind of knocked the thing here. But
you get excited.
Okay. So yes. So silk press is the new term where your hair is natural and with the use of products that create a silky finish and also with the use of a flat iron. Now, we know we're in South Florida or wherever the weather is a little warm or moisture's in the air. We have a tendency of frizzing very easy. It goes back again to the texture of your hair. Correct? People who are a little bit like, let's say 2, which is a little more wavy, it will last a little longer. People who are like a 4 don't necessarily want to wear it straight because once they keep, remember, heat is a temporary straightener. So if you keep doing it over and over, unless that's what you want, then you will lose some of your pattern too. Because when you shampoo, you notice the end stays straight. So again, it depends on what you're looking for as a style. But what the keratin treatment does, it smooths the hair, so it allows it to last longer in the humidity. And when you wash it, it reverts right back to its natural pattern.
Okay.
So I find a lot of my clients are now moving in that direction because they have a little bit more longevity and they could just wash the hair and blow dry it themselves and flat iron it, and it's manageable. And comparing to just silk pressing, but silk pressing is a great option if you're going to go someplace real quick and you want to stretch your hair, or some people need to stretch your hair out a little bit once in a while for manageability, because if your hair just stays natural for a long time, as it grows, it becomes even tighter.
Yeah, I think
I've seen that.
I had a silk press about maybe two years after I went to natural, and I think I'm due for another one or some kind of
Right, because it
straightening
helps. It
it's
stretches out a little bit, so it gives a little more manageability. It
Yeah.
does. It does.
All right, so we
Yeah,
have a
it does.
couple more questions in here. Let's have a look. She says, Veronica says, very good advice. Janet says, if you're about to perm your hair, what is the best preparation to prevent damage using common household items to mix?
Okay, so her hair is all natural, 100%, I assume.
Yeah,
I assume so, because it has to be natural.
Let's see what else she said. So let's see if it's a different what caused weak areas on the top of my head. Careful.
I know. I'm trying to make it happen here. Let me leave it alone. Can you see me now? Okay, great. I'm not touching it anymore.
Everything's good. Yeah, let's try to answer this first question. And if possible, Janet, if you could just drop in if you're all natural right now. Let's just assume that she's all natural right now.
Okay. If she's all natural, all she has to do is just keep on taking care of her hair, putting the oils, the moisture. Once you have a relaxer, the key thing to a relaxer is the bonds of the hair gets rearranged from your natural structure into a chemically processed structure. Now, there's a system to maintaining healthy, relaxed hair, chemically processed hair. She gets her relaxer. The 2 weeks after, she gets a treatment. It's not just a regular treatment. It's a high-intense protein treatment because you got to strengthen those bonds that got rearranged. Then after that, it's about a moisturizing shampoo and a moisturizing conditioner. The major thing after you have decided on the style you're going to have, the shampoos you're going to work with, is how do you maintain your hair daily? And that's where, again, go back to the texture of your hair. Some hair need oil, some need moisture, some need both. Because you got to keep the hair on your head. You understand? Okay. So that's important. So again, preparing the hair, once she gets a chemical process and she gets a treatment and she gets the ends removed and keeping the hair healthy, the hair will grow. Hair will grow. It's got to go through the process.
Right. The hair will grow, but you just got to keep it on your head, right?
Exactly. So once you don't have a situation going on with the scalp.
Yeah.
Like alopecia or a hereditary situation. You know, that's a little more delicate.
You got to keep it on your head instead of in the comb, because
Exactly. Exactly.
Anyway, but what I did notice though was because I was at home a lot of the time and I didn't necessarily have to comb my hair out every day. It's actually been growing even more since I haven't been combing it out every day. I just twist it up in a week and it only comes out. I only do it like this on a Thursday for the show. You know, I like to have my
because
hair
you know why?
Neatly put together.
Your hair will grow. Your hair will grow because it's not coming off. You're not touching it.
I'm not touching it half the time.
Exactly. So if you don't touch it, it's not that you shouldn't comb your hair.
Right.
But if you have ways to make it stay while you comb it, and that's the important thing.
Right. So Sheridan was saying, I agree. My hair is natural and I use a lot of oil. I have heard some people water is enough to moisture hair. So
based on the texture of the hair. Based on the texture of the hair.
Based on the texture. It's all based on the texture.
If you got a 4, if you have a 4, remember the coily, people with coily hair need a whole lot of lubrication. They need, because yes, you wet the hair for the wetness. But water is a drying agent. Leave it sitting there, you'll have a fuzzy afro when it dries. But if you put something that lubricates it, it'll keep it soft while it dries. That's important.
Right. Got you.
Well, there's nothing wrong with wetting it, but are you looking at maintaining that hair after it dries? What do you do when it's, so dry? So that's important.
What causes weak areas in the top of your head? Many people experience this.
The crown of the head? That's a possibility of, again, male pattern baldness, they call it. The guys have it, the female have it. Also, as we get older, hormone plays a very important role. We notice the texture of our hair changes. I've seen where a client might have very sparse areas in the crown or a very fine texture. And then as time went by, the crown becomes thicker, and then the finer becomes in the nape. So it changes. But also keep this in mind: as we get older, the hair have a tendency of getting straighter. So sometimes we're losing hair, but we're not losing it. The texture has just changed into a finer texture. So it looks like less hair on your head.
Got you. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Is beeswax bad to use when doing twist styles, or is it harmless?
No, if you're doing a twist style, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're going to lock, try not to use too much beeswax. But if you're just doing a style, beeswax have the capability of holding the hair in place. So you could do that if you're styling it, like a 2-strand twist, a comb twist or something, that type of thing. But if you're going to lock it, it's usually advisable to use something a little bit more. Beeswax have a tendency of locking you from the outside in and not the inside out. But beeswax is good to style if you're just doing something that you're going to wash off.
Yeah.
Yeah, something you're going to wash off is fine.
So I have a question for you, Wilma Mulcare, the beauty expert. We still have more questions, mind you, and it's already 9 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock tonight.
I want to ask you a question. If you were to do, and this question really is really for everybody in the chat room, if Wilma was to do a regular talk show once a week, would you guys
graduate me to another place? Oh my God! As long as you teach me what to do with techie, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be honest with you and the audience, and those people who know me know I had stomach aches just because I know what I've done. Many seminars, you've came to the one I've done back last year.
Yeah,
the year before last.
Yeah.
And I enjoy those. I still enjoy standing in front of a group. I'm not timid at all. But when you put me with technology, I'm like, oh, you saw the phone just drop. I'm like, what am I doing?
You're doing so well, Wilma. You're doing so well. You could do this again.
Well, as long as I could do it all the time, as long as I'm handling the technology, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So I think the people are saying yes. Let us know if she was to do something on a regular basis. Would you guys support her? Would you guys attend? Would you have more questions to ask? So let's wait for that answer, because there's a little bit of a delay, and we'll continue with our questions. So Tina says, I believe I have 3B, 3C hair. I believe I can slick my hair with the Cantu leave-in conditioner, but the very edges I use Echo castor oil and flaxseed oil shining gel edge control.
So she's creative, and she has found a way to make it work for her hair. Just awesome. Again, it's still so, because we're so used to always straightening our hair with a flat iron or blow dryer or a relaxer or something, that now with this whole new revolution of accepting our natural curly is huge right now. I don't care what type you have. So now it's a new movement of how am I going to take care of this hair? Some people, I remember at one time, maybe about 3-4 years ago, people used to have product meetups. You bring your product and let's try it, because they were saying that products are very expensive for natural hair. Yeah. And they have all this stuff, they buy it and take it home. It doesn't do anything. So they had the meetups where they said, I'll bring mine and I'll swap with you.
Oh, that's a good idea.
There were meetups. They had meetups about that. Yeah,
I like that. But you're right. It is a revolution, and that's why, I think that's why I decided to go natural, because it's more accepted, and I had more options. I had more people to look at and see, well, how are they styling their hair? And
exactly.
I guess I felt a little bit more comfortable, because before I was like, you know what, I like my straight hair, and that's just the way.
Right.
I mean, to be honest,
it's all about the trend and what's happening and what's trending. Anything that's trending, when people see more and more of it, it catches on.
It becomes easier. But to be honest, Wilma, I still do love my straight hair. I got to tell you,
it's easy. Straight hair is easy to work with. Yeah. Our natural hair, we have to be delicate. If you have to hurry up and get to work, you better be ready to slick it down, do something, have a little after puff or something, because it's time consuming. And as it gets longer, it becomes a little more challenging. It's wonderful that we really take care of it and we like it a lot, but we still have to work with it.
Yeah.
My younger sister, on a Saturday, do not call her between 2 o'clock and about 4. She says, I'm not answering, I'm doing my hair, and her hair is natural. Takes about 2 hours. By the time she washes it and she do what she has to do with it to make it happen and to maintain it, you know. So it's a little more challenging, but it's our hair, and we appreciate it.
That's right. All right, we have another question here. What was this now? Hey, Michelle. She's still in Kansas City Central Time. We'll stay on. A great topic, absolutely. So she's traveling this week out of town. Her daughter-in-law was the lawyer we had on the show last week.
Yes,
oh my
that
God.
was awesome.
You guys
that was great. It was great.
Some love for our attorney last week. That was an amazing show, right?
Yes. Wow. She was great. She was great.
And she was actually on TV today. She was on a Jamaican channel this morning, I believe.
Oh, really? Awesome. Yeah. Great.
So Sheridan was asking, does straightening your natural hair cause you to lose your curl pattern?
It could, based again on your texture. Again, goes back to your texture. Everything is based on your texture. So it depends on the texture that you get. Heat is a temporary straightener. And you will find that, okay, let's say you decide to straighten your hair. If that's the way you're going to go, well, you keep doing it because it will become manageable. But if it's just a temporary thing where I just want to straighten my hair for this week and wash it again. So go back and clarify it. Clarify it a few times. You'll revert. If the ends stay straight, sometimes the ends, remember, the hair that's parted from the scalp is less nourished because the bloodstream is what nourishes the hair. So again, if the ends are a little bit more sparse or dehydrated, it might stay straight longer.
Okay. So it looks like we're getting
nothing wrong with it.
We're getting some yeses as far as they want to see more of you, Wilma.
I'll be happy to, as long as you back me up with the technology.
I will.
Myself, you back me up, and I'm good.
I will. Yes, all natural. We're getting some smiley faces. Yes, more. Novelty says yes. You're welcome, Novelty. I don't think I welcomed you. Welcome, Novelty. Welcome, Sheridan again. Welcome, Tina again. She says yes, I would. You're doing a great job, Wilma. Of course.
Thank you.
She got the best teacher. That's why.
Thank you.
Welcome, Donna. Nice to have you here. I've skipped a few people. Hold on, let me go back. I don't want to skip anybody. Tina, if they had these products years ago, when I was younger, I would have never used relaxers. And before you say anything on that, Tina has 2 daughters and their hair is so beautiful, rich and thick. When I saw your daughters, Tina, for the first time, it was their hair that I was like, wow, that's about 3 years ago.
Yes. But remember, let's go back a little bit. Natural hair is not new, you know. Remember the afro?
Yes.
We just came right out with the afro. We just didn't have all the products to work with it. We just have the afro sheen, but it was natural. And then here comes the movement where it went right into relaxers and the wrap. And then we wrapped it for a while. You know, so it depends on what's trending. And I'm sure as we speak, the chemist is in the lab planning the next thing.
Yeah.
We don't know where it is yet.
throw on a wig, says Donna.
Right. Well, wigs are big right now. It gives you a different look.
That's true.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that when you have the front lace and you're putting all the gels and not the gel, but the adhesive. I can see a generation of people with sparse hairline. The younger people,
Marcia says, I've done a good job with my hair. Thanks, Marcia. I try my one style because I don't have the patience.
Right.
I just find something that I can do quickly, you know, because I don't have the time or the patience, really.
Yeah.
Jacqueline says, yes, I would support and appreciate Wilma's expertise. Right? Of course. Yes, says Donna. Let's see what else we have. Yes, I'll attend. This is much needed as a lot of people are unable to go out during the pandemic for various reasons. Thank you for sharing your expertise, Wilma. God bless you.
Yeah.
Yes. And she was
Thank you.
She was on not too long ago on the show too. Novelty SWA. Novelty says, I need a consult. I have all natural and I have no idea what type of hair I have.
I have a lot of clients who get consultations. Yeah.
I bet you have see-through. I bet you have three. One of the three, 2 or 3, because her hair is beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Oh,
hair.
okay. Mm-hmm.
Very informative. Getting some smiles. Donna says, I got natural curly hair. I enjoy doing crochet or just a wig. I like that crochet thing. I think I would like to do it myself, but I just haven't been able to do it yet. I need to learn how to do some things, you know?
Right. But it has to be your personality.
Yeah.
I have some people say, I am not touching my hair. Somebody better do this because it's not me. So it depends on the individuals, you know? And I have clients who they're in other industries, but you swear they need to be in cosmetology because they know so much. It's their interest, it's their natural interest, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Where are you located?
I'm in the best. I'm in South Florida. I'm in 2 places. I'm in Aventura, JCPenney, and I'm also freelancing in Hollywood.
Okay, all right.
They just need to get in touch with me, and then I'll let them know where to connect.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up in a little bit. So, I might have 3 wavy, soft, and fine. That's what I was thinking. Novelty. I have crochet in now. Yes, Novelty does so many different styles. Do you do your hair yourself, Novelty, or do you have someone to do it for you? Let's just throw up Wilma's information for you guys. Let's just throw that up for you guys to see how you can get in touch with her. She is the beauty expert. She's a hair care specialist and a skin care makeup consultant. So next time we're gonna have you come back to talk about.
Yeah, we'll come back and address. I know. It was a great pleasure, though. It really was. But
the phone number is 954-248-7377. And you can also get hold of her by email, wilma.mulcare@yahoo.com. And she's on Facebook and Instagram as well. Same name, Wilma Mulcare. This has been amazing. Do you have any final thoughts before? I know that you had a lot more stuff because I think that we probably need to do another thing.
Right.
But what would you like to say just to wrap things up for tonight?
I would like to say, start looking at the growth of your hair. Everybody wants healthy hair, but start looking at what I'd started to say before. Where are you with your nutrition? Are you having enough protein? Check your thyroid. People who are having a hereditary situation, it's not new to them, so they're aware, but they could check a trichologist. Start there and then look into, based on your texture and what is needed to maintain the hair on the head. And I guarantee you will have healthy hair and long hair. And you have my information. If you need a consultation, by all means, just give me a call and we'll get you set up.
Wow.
But it was a pleasure. I enjoyed it.
This has been so, and Novelty was saying, who knew Hair Talk would be such a hit? It's a real
I stand behind the chair every day and answer everybody's individual questions. Trust me, it's a big, we take it for granted. But the hair I'm not running into skincare right now because that runs in, but I find people more concerned about their hair than their face. Serious. The things that people tell me to do with their face, I just use water to clean my face. What is a drying agent? It's a wetting agent, but it doesn't have the ability to remove buildup or dust and dirt. And then someone once told me,
you have to save the hair, save the skin for the next one, right?
But one person said something that was most interesting to me. She washes her face with baby shampoo because it's gentle.
Okay.
We need another session on this.
We need another session for sure.
But people are more concerned about their hair than they are about their face. Some people are very meticulous about their face. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of people really don't care. They don't even use a moisturizer. They just get up and go. Bye. Why do you look like a victim?
So
you look like I hit a spot.
I say nothing.
But we can do another session on that. That's not a problem.
We need to. Tina saying you should change your name to Wilma Mulcare. Tina, you got jokes, girl. You got jokes.
For real.
Let's put your information up again. Marcy wants to see your information. Take a screenshot, guys. Whoops. Let's get rid of the text. Hold on one second. Let me get rid of that. Take a screenshot of Wilma Mulcare's information, because this is definitely a hit show. I love it though. I love it.
Yeah.
Running a little bit over time, but that's all right. All right, guys, take a quick screenshot of that, and you can get in touch. She's going to do a complimentary consultation. And that will be good. So I have to get my appointment in quick before my girls get in the kitchen.
Okay.
Let's see. Skincare, please, says Marcia. And yes, absolutely. Hair trumps face right now. That's true. But But do I use moisturizer but I do use moisturizer every day. Okay, right. Got it. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and for sharing and for, participating. We're going to do part 2. So look out for, part 2 of this. And if Wilma wants to do a regular thing, people need your services, lady.
Just let me know. Just let me know and I'll be there. You do the tech and I'll do the information. I have no problem with it.
All right. Thanks, guys. And thank you so much, Wilma.
Okay, good night, everybody.
We'll be in touch, all right?
Look forward.
Get home safe.
Thanks. You too. Everybody, good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, wow, guys. That was a hit. We are going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back on MSE Network and on YouTube, because we need to have some music tonight. I've got some music prepared for you guys. You are going to love tonight's selection. You're going to love it. So, right, what we need to do then is to just go, get a drink, get comfortable, get your snacks. We're going to come back in about 5 minutes on MSE Network and on YouTube. The music that we're going to be playing tonight on Facebook, they're going to be cutting us off immediately. So I'm not even going to play. I'm not even going to worry about that. Go to YouTube or go to MSE Network. As a matter of fact, let me just drop the link to MSE Network, which is megasourceentertainment.com/MJ Live. I have my own page, people. I have my own page over there. So go over there, get familiar with that page, because in a little while, we're going to be making a switch over to Megasource Entertainment. And I'm going to probably be there like permanently, or that'll be my main link to send out. But for now, we're going to be using the 2 links, the YouTube link and Megasource Entertainment, as we're making this transition. There's a lot of things going on. We're not going to talk too much about it just yet, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the network. And somebody asked me earlier, well, what is MSE? I had to say, that's a website that I'm also going to be appearing on. That's what it is. So Richard Adams, you've heard me mention Richard Adams before, DJ Rich. He is the founder and the owner of MSE Network. It's not just a radio channel or video channel. It's an entire entertainment business, right? So you're going to be hearing a little bit more about that. We're going to have him on the show, and he's going to be able to share all about what he's doing. So stay tuned, man. Just had to mute. Okay. Yeah. So don't go anywhere too far. Come on back to the show. The link. It's going to be the link will be dropped in on my page. Okay, the link's going to be dropped on my Facebook page so that you can get to me. But the best thing to do right now is probably just to go to MSE Network, and I just dropped the link in the chat. All right, give me 5 minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, people. Okay. Enjoy tonight's show. If the past year has taught us anything, it has taught us not to rely on a job or the government to bail us out. Also, it has taught us how important technology is for business, education, and everyday life. If you're looking for ways to supplement your income using your phone and your computer, check out a few amazing options. Number 1, open an online store in a day. Sell products that are proven to sell. No experience necessary, no inventory needed. Select a product for $7 and sell it for 40. Take a leaf out of Amazon's playbook. Number 2, referral business. Get paid to simply refer business. Many companies don't use expensive TV and radio ads. Instead, they use referrals. The more customers you refer, the more the company pays you. You don't even need to use the products if you don't want to. Number 3, trade like the banks. Discover what the banks are doing with your savings and beat them at their own game. This skill will pay you for the rest of your life. Finally, if you already have a business, you're not tech savvy, but you need help marketing it online, we've got you covered there too. Contact MJ at 954-279-3893 or visit melissajane.com. It's that time again, the piece